What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome to a Dungeon Defenders 2 Beginner's Guide and Tutorial series. This series will be in really no specific order, as new topics will come up, but I will try to get it organized after release into a much more complete and timely playlist. As changes take place between now and release, I will do my best to update this series and make sure that the playlist is always current. This series will be played on the PC, however most of these topics will very easily transfer over to the PS4 with just a few different controls. If there's anything at all that you'd like more information on, or something that you struggled with as a beginner, let me know in the comments below and I'll do my best to make it a topic in this series. Without further ado, let's get started. Probably about 20 to 30 times a day I get asked the question, what hero should I unlock first? Or what hero should I unlock next? Now, if you just finished the campaign, you've got anywhere between like 5 and 10,000 Defender medals. Just a few more and you're going to be at the cap, so you're ready to go ahead and spend those hard-earned medals. And it is really 100% up to you as far as what you get. You earned it, you pick what you want. And to be honest with you, every single one of the new heroes are viable for endgame currently. So there are some that, of course, in my opinion, would make it easier to get through that stage. There are some that are easier to gear and some that are harder to gear, but anything I tell you is pretty much just my opinion, and a lot of different people will tell you different things. I always suggest to people as their first hero to unlock is the EV2, and the reason being is in the current state of the game, the EV can dish out some really mean DPS and has some just amazing defenses that can be built in the form of the proton beams and the buff beams. However, once again, it's your hard-earned medals. It's up to you who to get. What anyone else tells you shouldn't matter, as you can make any of the heroes work in the current status of endgame. Let's go ahead and take a look at each one to give you a slightly better understanding of what each one does. So first off, we get through the campaign. We've got our first 4 unlocked. The first hero that was added in was the Abyss Lord. The Abyss Lord is one of my favorite heroes just because I like it being so reminiscent of the Summoner from Dungeon Defenders 1. In the current state of the game, the archers from the Abyss Lord are a very powerful defense. However, it is very difficult to grind out the set of gear that you need for the Abyss Lord and the archer build. Now, this is going to be changing here in the next month or so as the new endgame update comes to the game that's going to change all the passives. The Abyss Lord is not a super strong DPS character. If you want to see big DPS numbers, the Abyss Lord is not the hero for you. You can make it work. You can gear out a set and be a viable team member in any endgame situation currently. However, the Abyss Lord is not going to top the charts on the DPS side. Now let's move on over to the series EV2. As I mentioned earlier, the EV2 is always what I suggest as a first choice, because currently the EV2 has some just amazing abilities and defenses. On the ability side, the Proton Charge is one of the most powerful abilities in the game. Can get your EV2 up to very large DPS numbers very quickly while gearing through the current system that will be changed here in the next month or so. In addition to that, the Proton Beams offer up just unbelievable CC and a massive amount of damage when geared properly, and the buff beam makes every single hero in the game quite the beast, as it really buffs those defenses up. Next up, we have the Gun Witch. Now, the Gun Witch, of course, is a DPS only character, and I must say is insanely fun to play. If what you're concerned with more is DPS right now and not with building out a map, the Gun Witch would be the choice I would recommend to anyone, just because of its ridiculous playstyle while still having the viability to top the charts with the DPS numbers. The Lavamancer is the first hero that offered up a 100 DU tower, and that comes in the form of Volcano. In addition to that, Volcano is probably the most commonly used tower of the Lavamancer. The Lavamancer's volcanoes are strong, however you can only put down 1 per map per hero currently, so you would have to level up separate Lavamancers to lay down multiple volcanoes. Now, in the future, that's probably going to be a big waste of time, so I would not do that quite yet. On the DPS side of things, the Lavamancer can be a very strong team player and can do some large AoE buffs. As far as individual and single target, the Lavamancer is not going to top the charts in DPS, however, is still fun to play. Now moving along to the Mystic. The Mystic is another really good one, and the why I say that is she has very strong abilities, plus very strong defenses as well. Currently, the Mystic's defenses, mainly the Sand Viper and the Viper's Fangs, you'll see being used constantly throughout the day from many different builders. Snaking Sands is also a nice little addition to this. Was bugged for quite some time, but now they're getting it fixed up. And then the 100 DU tower for the Mystic is the Obelisk, which gives you serious map-wide, just massive poundage. No other way to put it. On the ability side of things, the Mystic can CC a lane like no other. She can have an entire lane fighting each other. She can have an entire lane just standing still. She can do just absolutely amazing CC to a lane and is very, very strong in that situation. And last but not least, we have the Dryad. This is another one that would be pretty high on the charts for me to recommend to a new player, as the Dryad's defenses are very, very fun and currently very powerful. The Hornets and the Slimes are both viable in just about any Nightmare 4 map. The Harpies do some awesome single target damage, and the 100 DU Cloud, the Angry Nimbus, definitely gets the job done while covering a massive area. Now, one of the things that makes the Dryad such a wonderful choice is she also has two other extremely viable builds in the current setup, and that is she can be a completely unkillable tank, plus, with some slight changes to that spec, she can also be a very efficient DPS tank. Now, if you go full DPS straight out, the Dryad can currently offer up the most burst DPS in the game over the course of, say, 2 seconds. Once you extend that out, the Gun Witch, the EV2, and the Monk all will surpass her numbers, but as far as just over a short period of time, maybe like 2 or 3 seconds, the Dryad just wrecks the place. In addition to that, the Dryad's World Tree will buff all heroes that are fighting in it with a crit damage and a crit chance buff, which is just amazingly effective as well. I hope this answers some questions and helps everyone out as far as which hero you should unlock next. What's up next? Thanks again. We'll see ya. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, click that like button and mash this big J over here to subscribe to the channel. Thanks again. We'll see you soon.